Well, we could talk about call center accountability, but let's talk song. Today I'm going to be listening to track number 9 of Lady Gaga's album Mayhem. It's called How Bad Do You Want Me? And I really want to learn more about songwriting. So without further ado, let's get going. Boom, let's find the key first. Something with A flat, which is unusual, but let's see what happens with it.
The good girl in your dream.
Bum, bum. Okay, so this is the moving bass line from A flat to C and back, and we have got a melody that does
the good girl in your dream.
The good girl. Basically singing an A flat major 7 arpeggio, featuring the A flat, the G, that would be the major 7 of A flat, E flat, and C.
Good loving me. I know you wish that she was me.
After sounding like Miley Cyrus in, I don't know, was it Love Drug? I think so. I now get Taylor Swift vibes. So we have got, and I think this was the verse, or might it also have been the chorus already, because it says how bad do you want me at the end of the thing. We are definitely in the key of A flat major, and the chord progression is A flat, F minor, D flat, E flat. So it's a rather conventional 1-6 minor 4-5 progression, but the two chords at the end are played shorter, creating an accelerating movement at the end. Let's see what melody development does. So we have this ba-da-da-um-bum that then becomes
It's bad you're loving me.
It's mad you're loving me, which makes sense because we move to the F minor chord, so hinting at this in the melody as well is a good variation.
I know you wish that she was me.
Almost the same line as the beginning, but with a pickup, with this I know you, right? Everything before the downbeat, and then we go back to wish that she was me. And then this almost refrain, this last line that kind of is the title of the song and wraps everything up.
How bad do you want me?
How bad do you want me? Something that I imagine might be something like a refrain, so a refrain being like a one-line chorus that repeats at the end of every verse. Also, the arrangement and the tempo and the harmonies remind me of this. What's that song called? All I needed was a lovely down. And all I ever knew, only you. Is it only you? Very similar in arrangement.
You're not the guy that cheats, and you're
Verse 2, bringing back all the elements that we know with new lyrics.
afraid that she might leave.
Also with this leave variation that we also know from the verse.
You're too close, she might scream. How bad do you want me?
Oh, rehum option at the end, so we don't land on the A flat, which is what we would have expected from verse 1, but instead go to, I believe, F minor.
How bad do you want me?
So we move from the 5 chord, not to the 1 chord, but to the 6 minor chord instead. Let's look at lyrics for a sec, now that we've heard 2 verses. The good girl in your dreams is mad you're loving me. I know you wish that she was me. How bad do you want me? That's a lot of me's. We've got a very, very clear A pattern that basically continues. So even verse 2 does A. You're not the guy that cheats and you're afraid that she might leave, because if I get too close she might scream, how bad do you want me? So it's a lot of these sounds. Almost difficult to find so many words that actually all rhyme with each other. But of course it makes sense, because everything has to rhyme with how bad do you want me if you want this to be your refrain at the end of every verse.
'Cause you like my hair, my ripped up jeans, you like
It's almost a Taylor Swift parody. I don't know if you hear this, but everything screams Taylor Swift. Let's see. So this is, if we stick to that refrain idea, this would make that section actually a bridge, because in this traditional 50s or 60s song form, we would have verse, verse, bridge, verse. Let's see if this is what we encounter here. What's important is to find out the chord progression now. Okay, so another cliche chord progression, 4-5-1-6 minor. So taking the same chord material that we know from the verses, but kind of spicing up the order a little bit. Basically starting on the third chord and then doing everything from there. So it's the 4-5-1-6 minor, which is basically the verse thing, just with the halves that have taken turn now. The Taylor Swift parody. I love it. So let's see what the melody does for a sec. Okay. So it's basically the same rhythmic and melodic idea throughout, with two halves. That's the core idea, and we keep the metric and melodic rhythm but change the melodic movement now. Right, including that arc at the very end, but then going into the repetition. So range relatively small, with that exception of the high D flat that is this variation at the end of every second line. Lyrics is, 'cause you like my hair, my ripped up jeans, you like the bad girl I got in me, she's on your mind like all the time, but I got a tattoo. I think she says tattoo instead of tattoo. Yes, but I got a tattoo. Well, it's kind of, could go both ways for us last week. So we have got basically an AAXA pattern, with a time being the X line, but in the time line we've got the mind word. So we could even say that it's a kind of 5-line thing, where the short lines 3 and 4 rhyme with each other. Interestingly enough, we got the same sound at the end, so it's still those E rhymes, right? Because you like my hair, my ripped up jeans, you like the bad girl I got in me, but I got a tattoo for us last week. Because even at the end of this bridge chorus thingy, she wants to finish with how bad do you want me? Listen to this. Okay, so this is a new melodic line that she kind of takes as the transition from that first idea to the how bad do you want me? Even good boys bleed, how bad do you want me? Right? And this new melodic line is... Okay, so taking the same melodic material that we have, remaining in that range, but including a new melodic idea, finishing with how bad do you want me? What is this now? This is a prolongation of the bridge idea? 'Cause you hate the crash, but you love the rush, and I'll make your heart weak every time you hear my name, 'cause she's in your brain and I'm here to kiss you in real life. I must listen to that again, because I really don't get the melodic rhythm from just looking at it. 'Cause you hate the crash, but you love the rush, and I'll make your heart weak every time you... Okay, so here in Apple Music it's just formatted a bit odd. 'Cause you hate the crash, but you love the rush. Only with consonants that go with each other. It's no real rhyme, but still related words at the end of the line. And I'll make your heart weak every time. And then we have you hear my name, 'cause she's in your brain, and I'm here to kiss you in real life. So what we have is a 6-line thing that goes a little bit in the direction of that other bridge thing that we had. 'Cause
'Cause you hate the crash, but you love the rush, and I'll make your heart weak every time.
Also with those two variations, right? So it's basically a new interpretation of that bridge idea.
About to cause a scene. How bad do you want me?
Of course, she wants to go back to How Bad Do You Want Me, which is why she does About to Cause a Scene, introducing a variation of the melody.
About
to cause a scene. So introducing the E flat as the new highest note of the song. I think it's even a sample, right? Of that Only You thing.
You panic in your sleep.
Back to verse number 3. Creep. It's always that same thing, and still we are in the rhyming world of the E sounds. So really nice rhyming exercise.
Eyes closed, you might peak. So hot that you can't speak.
And of course, Taylor Swift does that casual rap style every once in a while, totally uncalled for, and that's why Lady Gaga has to do the same thing when channeling her.
You're so fucked up with your crew.
Okay, now it gets interesting because we apparently are still in the verse in terms of harmony, but we introduce a new melody or a melodic variation. Also a booster line with "You're so fucked up with your crew." I always love when pop artists use swear words because it's not very polite.
You're so fucked up with your crew.
I think was the original thing. And now she does almost like a harmony line to the original idea.
How bad do you want to?
Back to the F minor thing, the resolution that she does the same way as she did in the first bit of the verse.
'Cause you like my hair, my ripped up jeans. You like the bad girl that got in me.
And she comes back to that idea, turning this into a chorus, in fact. So it's kind of a reference to the old song forms in that we've got this refrain idea, but at the same time, she also loves choruses, which is why she brings back that bridge idea.
And I'm here to kiss you in real life. About to cause a
Same melodic variation in the second half, so it's everything we know from chorus number 1.
you love a good girl.
It's Lady Gaga doing a Taylor Swift song better than Taylor Swift. New hook as a post-chorus.
You love a good girl, bad. You make a bad girl.
Something crazy happens in the, well, not so crazy, but interesting, happens in the harmonies.
You love a good girl. You love a good girl, bad.
So what they do here is they go into the chords of the verse. Remember that we played every chord for 2 bars, but introducing the new post-chorus melody over there.
You love a good girl.
Really interesting metric rhythm and melodic rhythm as well with this.
Not a psychotic love theme. How bad do you want me?
And always she comes back to How Bad Do You Want Me?
That girl in your head ain't real. How bad do you want me for real?
Humorous, bridgy thing.
That girl in your head ain't real. How bad do you want me for real?
Rhyming real with real is very real.
'Cause you like my hair, my ripped up
Broken
jeans.
down
You like
chorus.
the bad girl, I got it. How bad do you want me?
Let's look at the melodic rhythm of that How Bad Do You Want Me, because it's quite interesting. We leave the downbeat free and everything starts after the downbeat, and then it is basically a mix between an 8th melody and a 16th melody. So it's bum bum dum dum bum. So we've got 1 and 2, 3 and 4, and this is the melody notes that we have. Dum 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 bum. How bad do you want me? So this is the hook, right? The lyric line is the hook, and then they build an interesting melody around this.
'Cause you hate the crash, but you
And the last chorus also has to be big, of course.
you love a good girl.
And the outro now is the post-chorus that we only get after chorus number 2. It's a very, very good section, but unfortunately it only comes twice in the song. Or maybe it was a deliberate choice because they knew it was good to keep the listener kind of waiting for it the second time they hear it.
At a psychotic love theme, how bad do you want me?
And of course this "How bad do you want me?" at the end is the first time that she kind of alters the melodic rhythm that first was "How bad do you want me?" and this now kind of gets compressed into "How bad do you want me?" So this was "How Bad Do You Want Me" by Lady Gaga, and I'm sure we can take away valuable songwriting learnings. Songwriting learning or homework activity number 1 is to be aware of the power that a refrain line can have. Now remember that the refrain is one line at the end of every verse that gets repeated and has got a mini chorus function. Here in that case, Lady Gaga opted for both options, refrain line and strong chorus. The 50s, 60s song form had verse, verse, bridge, verse, where there was the refrain line at the end of every verse, kind of as the only thing that gets repeated and gets the listener's attention. So this is an interesting tool still in the year 2025 to consider when writing verses. Songwriting learning or homework assignment number 2 is about rhyming throughout the song, finding rhymes for one line. How bad do you want me? So it comes a little bit with songwriting tip number 1, where you have to experiment with the refrain. That gives you rhyme limitations, right? And Lady Gaga chose to use most of her lines as E-rhymes so that it gets easier to rhyme it with "How bad do you want me?" Something that you can consider as well when writing a refrain type of song. And songwriting learning number 3 is about the use of valuable power words and singing techniques when writing a Taylor Swift parody. So it's a very good idea to choose the topic "Good Girl Gone Bad." Then, of course, you want to have casual rap style for real things in the middle, and you want to have mispronounced words like that tattoo thing. Also, jeans is something that you could include. And many other Taylor Swift teenage love song kind of words if you want to be the next Taylor Swift, or at least reference her in one of your pop songs. And this was my on-the-fly analysis of Lady Gaga's "How Bad Do You Want Me?" If you want me real bad, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave friendly comments telling me how bad you really want me. I badly want you to check out the almost but not quite complete guide to songwriting available at spectreacademy.net if you want to take your songwriting to the next level. Also, please send me a text on Instagram asking me for one-on-one songwriting coaching sessions, something that I enjoy very much. And I guess we've talked song, you can talk about call center accountability now. Bye-bye.